Hello and welcome to Plus One to Gaming. Chris here, and today we're going behind the screens with an impromptu discussion around character creation for our upcoming A Deep and Creeping Darkness Star Wars 5e campaign. This chat took place right after our talk about reskinning D&D and covers the races, classes, and other features we're playing around with as we bounce ideas off each other. It's a great example of how fun and collaborative group character creation can be. We hope you enjoy.
I don't know what it like. The first picture of her is what like really got me. Like, there's just a lot of
there's a lot of
weird detail. But she has the droid. So with the changes to Ranger, I forget what they call it, like a corporeal companion or some shit like that. You don't have to like summon your primal companion. You don't have to summon them anymore. They're like a real thing that stays with you all the time. And they're relatively simple things. So the droid is her like animal companion, basically.
This is going to be interesting.
I was wondering if anybody, because when you guys mentioned droids later, I started thinking, I was like, well, there's probably a way to make, reskin a companion or something.
Well, that's a good idea.
Kind of
impetus of it. Yeah, I was trying to figure out how do I get a damn droid in here.
Well, so with Bidu, I actually gave him Find Familiar spell to. Mm-hmm. I changed it to Detect Droid because I wanted to include the alliteration. That's very important to me.
Yeah.
But it's the same mechanically. It's the same spell, so he can maybe like hack or find a droid, and it's his, or he just has a droid companion. But that's interesting because I feel like having multiple droids could be interesting.
So for Find Familiar, you like summon like an eagle or some shit, right? Like an ethereal eagle. Owl's the best. But there's a lot of ones. You can get. You've not watched Rebels, have you? The cartoon Rebels?
Not yet.
No.
No, there's a person there in that who has a tiny probe droid.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I was thinking that too.
That like helps and flies around. So that might be a cool solution for that.
That's really cool.
Something small. But what I love about your choice, and the reason I made my choice, was I wanted something Star Wars iconic that wasn't a Jedi.
Exactly.
I don't play evil characters, so Sith is like right out of the question for me.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play Bounty Hunter because I actually wanted to leave that open for somebody else. I had originally thought of making Bidu a bounty hunter.
If you had been a bounty hunter, she would have been a smuggler.
But also, this is a really easy hook for like our characters to be together, because I don't really know too much about Billy's character yet. But like for me, there's not much of a stretch for these two folks to be connected in some way.
Yeah,
that actually fits in with my assumptive ideas. Assumptive, is that a word? My assumptions about how the meeting would go. So
so she's got like shocking grasp as a cantrip.
Nice.
Shock glove, like shock glove. Light lantern, ensnaring strike, bolo, hunter's mark, geotagging. I don't really know hunter's mark all that well. I'm trying to find a way to like make hunter's mark work in Star Wars.
Yeah,
like a scanner of some sort,
or like a targeting computer.
Yeah, but it works for everybody, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I think hunter's mark does.
But like a computer could be an interesting.
Yeah,
heat signatures, something. Because that would work on droids too.
Yeah, heat signature, that could work. Fog cloud is just a smoke bomb, and then thunder wave is like her armor, like her last like armor defense, like kind of like the.
That's cool.
She doesn't. The problem is she doesn't have a lot of armor, so I'm trying to figure out like how to make that work. I may change thunder wave.
Well, if she's a ranger, she should be able to wear a medium.
Yeah, I mean in the picture.
Oh,
like it's not like she's got like Mandalorian like tech armor.
Yeah, the route that I went was the Mandalorian power shield saved my ass because that's a personal shield, like an energy shield that does both melee and energy attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small, compact thing, so AC 15 for studded leather armor, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like really, or at least for this character, it was really easy to justify why he wasn't wearing like physical armor.
Yeah, I mean, at least you have the gauntlets though. That like you could put a pulse out of those gauntlets. I don't know. I could change Thunderwave. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna head out real quick, but
Yeah,
see you later, guys.
Later.
See you, man. But yeah, I took the Magic Initiate feat.
Oh, that's a fun one.
To try to get like these cantrips and stuff, just because like the thing I think of for bounty hunters is like gadgets and versatility and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted her to have like a few more things. So she got 2 cantrips and 1 more spell. Just more tools in her toolkit.
Yeah. No, that'll be fun, because there was I actually switched it out for Find Familiar, but when I was thinking more bounty hunter, like Burning Hands for like a wrist flamethrower.
Yeah,
I thought that would be tight,
too.
But I took that off. Did you give yourself? I pulled a couple of magic, because we never, especially as we're getting higher levels.
Mm-hmm.
I gave my character a couple of low level, like uncommon magic items. Just more thematic than anything. Yeah. But
I haven't. The only thing I have, blaster, net, and knife, because I wanted her to have like a way to like apprehend people with the net.
Yeah.
What items?
Nothing crazy. So I really liked the blaster that he had. So I made it a weapon of warning, which can be any weapon. It makes it magical, but it doesn't give any bonuses to damage or attack, but it
just makes it a magical attack. Yeah.
No. Its benefit is it gives you can't be like surprised, and you get an advantage on. I can't remember, or not advantage. You get like a +5 to your initiative, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
So, but like the party can't be surprised, which is good. But it was kind of if he's a smuggler, like just having like warning, like he's evading the law. So it was kind of like a custom blaster that he had made or tech smuggled or something that kind of serves that function of some kind of like personal alarm. And
that's
then
cool.
The a distortion weave scarf, which is basically just a cloak of elvenkind, helps stealthiness.
So what level is of this is uncommon?
Those are 2 uncommon magic items.
What was the other one you said? Cloak of Elvenkind?
Yeah, Cloak of Elvenkind and Weapon of Warning.
That. I don't see Weapon of Warning on this like list. I just wanted to like, okay, if these are the levels you're looking through, Winged Boots could be cool.
Yeah.
As like, what the fuck? Go away, ad.
So Weapon of Warning. Oh god, now the internet's going slow. It can be any weapon. It's uncommon. Warns you of any danger. While the weapon is on your person, you have advantage on initiative rolls, which is good. In addition,
that is good.
You or any of your companions within 30 feet can't be surprised except when incapacitated by something other than non-magical sleep. The weapon magically awakens you and your companions within range if you are sleeping naturally when combat begins.
So see, it's like so continuing our conversation, like with the weapon doing it is a little strange, but having these abilities makes perfect sense. Like,
yeah,
you've got a proximity meter.
Yeah.
I
thought like if it buzzed or something. Yeah. It's a little bit of a stretch, but for like a custom blaster or something.
Yeah.
And Cloak of Elvenkind is wisdom with perception checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks made to hide. So it's just like an active camouflage type of thing. But those were just like 2 uncommon.
Wand of Web could be cool.
Yeah. I didn't want to like make the character overpowered.
Yeah.
But it's more of just like accentuating his abilities, but also trying to buffer or mitigate some of the like if Billy's building an under optimized character and we're down a person.
Yeah, he fucking loves to build under optimized people.
Well, and with this character, I made him he's well optimized,
Mhm.
but he's fun. Like, it makes sense. I tried to put the stats where they would make sense from a thematic, but he's still going to be
Yeah.
good at what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, he's a specialist. Just like your character is a specialist, they're going to be successful in their endeavors.
So let's okay. Because if we're picking 2 like uncommon items each, I think we should tell Billy this so he doesn't come with nothing.
Also want to let Mark know too that we're
I might do then Winged Boots and Wand of Web. Although my wand, I already have a fucking spell that does that. Basically, just trying to think like what like Winged Boots is pretty like standard bounty hunter flying around shit. Like she could have kind of like Cad Bane boot.
Is she gonna have boots, or will she have like a jetpack?
I think boots. Although again, in the picture, she doesn't have either.
Yeah,
that's fine. This could be her like going out clothes. Cad Bane in Clone Wars has like boots that have boosters on them, so it's not necessarily the.
Well, she has this like knee brace thing too. I wonder if that could be something like that gives her like almost like an exo.
Yeah. Chicken power.
It's a cool character design. I like it.
Because I was like weirdly toying with trying to make us like a fan film, like a Star Wars fan film. So I have a pin board, a Pinterest of like a lot of these types of things just to try to get like costume ideas, like clothing.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars clothing is like so iconic. It's like barely different from like regular 1970s clothing, but it is. Like there's no zippers, there's no buttons, there's no back pockets, like you don't have jean pockets.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that make it actually specifically difficult. Like where am I finding fucking
the zippers
pants
and
with
buttons
no pockets?
things? Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of like pouches, so a lot of like those types of pockets, but none of them again have buttons or zippers.
Yeah.
And this one was like just one of my favorites. Whoever designed this, I'm like, this is such a fucking cool costume design because it's not over the top.
Yeah, it's really well done. There's some cool details where you need them. I love the color palette on the droid.
Yeah,
they really did a good job there. Another thing I want to talk to Mark about too is like whether or not we have or will need starships.
I was thinking of that. Yeah, if we're hopping, I mean, I guess we could like take transport.
Yeah.
But if we're like, I don't feel like at level 4 we would, to be honest. Like that shit's expensive.
Yeah. I guess like I'm not sure how the levels necessarily scale within like the Star Wars world, because I'm like a smuggler or a bounty hunter without a ship. Were they working locally? Are they taking like public transport? How are they doing their job?
I mean, I would assume that she's like just on world. Maybe has a speeder or some shit.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Have you fleshed out any kind of backstory for her?
I really haven't, because I switched ideas on like Thursday. So I first wanted to make sure that like it could work mechanically.
Yeah. And you're using Ranger as written, or?
Yeah, Ranger as written, but they have an update. So the new Ranger.
It's the better Ranger.
Yeah, Primal Companion.
Yeah.
So you magically summon a primal beast, which draws you bond with nature, blah, blah, blah. The beast is friendly to you, blah, blah, blah. But basically, like, it stays with you instead of, like, disappearing, which I guess I never really played, like, a beast ranger before.
Yeah, me
in combat, the beast acts during your turn. You can move it and use its reaction on your own, but the only action it takes is the dodge action unless you take a bonus action on your turn to command it to take another action. So every turn I can use an action and I can use my bonus action to make it do a thing.
Nice. And Rangers typically don't use their, at least to my knowledge, don't use their bonus action for a ton of things.
Exactly. Yeah. So it has charge, which I thought was perfect. He just like runs into you.
I like the idea of her having like this reinforced sort of droid or something, like kind of built to built like a tank.
Because like what I wanted was like I was trying to figure out like, okay, if like we have to do any like slicing or like whatever, like maybe just thematically I could have him do it, like lockpick type shit.
Yeah, I gave B to a slicer, thieves tools.
But I figured you would have it, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't worry about it. But I was like, okay, that could be kind of cool. Like I technically can, I have proficiency in it, but he's doing it kind of thing. Like it doesn't add, like I'm not giving him extra proficiencies.
Yeah.
But I didn't take it because I figured you would have it. So he can charge and he can maul, which will just be like, I imagine I'll change it. The damage is slashing damage.
Just
I imagine I might
like a buzzsaw arm or something.
So yeah, he might.
Cutter.
Yeah, he might just like have a fucking knife, like blade, or I could change it to like shocking damage and have him have like a little zapper.
I love the idea of this fucking astromech droid popping out a little switchblade with his skinny little arm, just like stabbing. Yeah, that's good.
I was just gonna ask you again if you'd watched Rebels. There's a little astromech in that is fucking awesome. He does a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah, I gotta jump on Rebels. Have you? Are you open to having an animal instead of a droid, or do you want it to be a droid?
I really wanted it to be a droid.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted it to be, because that's actually what I wanted to play first was this little astromech. I wanted to play Chopper, basically.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I don't know, because how can I talk? And then it turned into like, well, I'm probably not going to have to like fix a ship, so maybe I'll be a medic droid because they can talk. And so like this is like a compromise.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I think that'll be fun. That was when you brought it up. It was something I hadn't thought about because I wanted to play a droid as well at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And just that agency question, and also the communication thing. I'm still going to play with. I want to try and speak Rhodian.
I was going to say some Rhodians do speak common.
Yeah, well, it's an easy like listening to Rhodians. They're just like ba do ga ga ba, and you just do that, some weird variation of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it'll work. I want to play with it to see. I think it'd be funny to do that and then edit out the translation and have you guys play off of that. From a storytelling perspective, but we'll see. I don't know. I've spent way too much time kind of geeking out on mostly the equipment and reflavoring things.
Yeah.
Also,
you went deeper than I did. I don't know what kind of blaster she has.
I just wanted to see if I could figure it out because it was a pretty detailed the way they drew it. I'm like, I wonder. Yeah, I know there's a chart. There's tons of charts of all the weapons, and just found one that looked like it, and then saw the name. I've been trying to lean more into the personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws, and trying to like be more robust there to give more based off of what you talked about. When we had that discussion of like making those, having a few really good ones that are more actionable. So I've been actually spending more time there now.
Yeah, I think that's like really the meat and potatoes of the character. I don't have any of that built for her yet. Her flaws and bonds and personality traits are blank. Because again, this Ranger is a little confusing. So I spent a lot of time just getting like the stats and shit in here.
Yeah. We're also creating characters in a way that I don't know. I don't typically create a character this way where I find the picture first and then build off of that. That's been different.
Yeah, I don't really normally either. Usually I'm pretty lucky, like with Captain Dex, I found a picture. I was like, yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But it was after the fact.
Yeah, this I was like, okay, after we had our 0 session and kind of having different ideas now or wanting to try explore the areas, just went on browsing images. Like, ooh, that looks cool. That's exactly... Yeah, I didn't know it until I saw it, but...
Where did you find the list of blasters and shit?
Oh my goodness. Let me see if I have it in my history.
I'm on Wikipedia, but there's not like a ton of pictures.
Yeah. I think I started with like types of Star Wars blasters. And eventually got to a chart.
List of Star Wars.
This is the chart that I had. Yeah, this is it. I'll pop it into the chat. And it came from Pinterest, of course.
Yeah, Pinterest kind of drives me nuts sometimes when I'm looking for like a specific thing because I'll be like, ooh, that. And then I'll click on the picture and it'll take me to Pinterest and then I'll click on the picture again and it'll take me to a dead link. I'm like, motherfuck.
Yeah.
But when I'm like, the thing I use Pinterest for the most is like I said, I was thinking about doing a Star Wars thing and just trying to like get like vision boards basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the blaster that.
Because some of them, like that DH-17 in the picture was, the proportions aren't exactly correct, so it might be like some, like maybe it's modified or something. So it looks like it could be a CDF blaster pistol that's been modified. Similar. It's definitely not any of that New Republic crap.
CDEF?
Yeah, the CDF blaster pistol.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks similar to that.
Just like could be modified. It's the closest thing. Here's another image. One thing I haven't I have it downloaded, but I haven't looked at it. There's the Star Wars 5e handbook, but I didn't go into it because I really just wanted to kind of use what was in the D&D player's handbook for ease of use.
Yeah, I've looked at because I wanted to look through the races. I don't remember what race I was interested in, but they didn't have it, and it was like a fairly common race.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, interesting. Why don't they have that?
Yeah, thankfully making the Rhodium was pretty easy. I gave him like appropriate stat bonuses, made him weak to cold because Rhodians are cold-blooded, and then as like a balancing thing. But it was pretty easy to do. Oh, and I gave them like they have like, they're sensitive to like vibration and sound, so I gave them like a little bit of a hearing bonus, like +5 to checks made with hearing, because that's like a mechanic. If you have a good sense, that's how they are mechanically. That's how they kind of manifest that. Which actually something I wanted to talk about in that the reskinning episode was like, when you're looking for mechanics, kind of check out stuff that works well, and can you reapply it to something else. Yeah, the closest thing I can find to her pistol is maybe a CDF blaster pistol.
Yeah, it's
close enough at least.
Yeah. Oh, I think this one's not a real one, not a real Star Wars 5e thing, because it has a fucking ton of races and the real one doesn't. Maybe it's even Wookiee. I don't think the original Star Wars 5e book thing has Wookiee in it.
Oh yeah, it's a big oversight.
Yeah,
I did want to play Wookiee. I just felt like, and I was actually, I think might have been leaning toward Wookiee bounty hunter, but in reality, I feel like doing that voice would be problematic.
Yeah.
But I did want to explore a different race.
Yeah. I really like her picture.
Yeah, I mean, like, I honestly, the character model's awesome. It's a cool story. Like,
and I get the feet being a human, and I love those feet.
Yeah. Well, so you took a feat for the character creation? Are you taking another feat for level 4? Or are you taking the ASI?
I took the ASI.
Okay. I took a feat at level 4.
What feat did you take?
What was it? Observant? Because I figured the way I haven't really fleshed out too much of the backstory, but I kind of wanted to make him like, since he's a tech smuggler, he's just very analytical. So he's always looking for, things that he can hack into, or, kind of, he's always kind of looking for like his ins in a sense. Yeah. So observant lets him be, he's quick to notice details of his environment, gains the following benefits: increase intelligence by 1 to a maximum of 20. You can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language you understand, and you can interpret what it's saying by reading its lips, and a +5 bonus to passive perception and passive investigation.
That's cool.
Thematically, he's just kind of, he's a swindler, he's a smuggler, he's a tech smuggler, so he's always trying to, I guess, like the observant kind of fit his analytical personality. while also hopefully offering some benefits, because I don't know like what Mark's going to be hiding throughout here too, so I want to make sure we're good at finding the stuff that he's peppering in. But magic initiative, that's what you took. That's a good feat.
Yeah. Again, mostly to try to get her some like more gadgets.
Yeah. One item you might be interested in is a pearl of power.
Yeah.
It essentially lets you recharge some maybe one or more spell slots. I forgot that was. It's like it says it's not a very high. Well, I guess depending on how you use it, I don't think it's a game breaking item, especially for a ranger or an arcane trickster who gets shit for spell slots.
Yeah.
Okay, you can regain one spell slot.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like economy wise, like the winged boots, I can fly for fucking 4 hours, which is insane. The wand of web would basically, I think I have a web spell, so I may swap those, get a different spell that I probably wouldn't use as much.
Yeah.
And then have like the wand of web as just like a part of like my blaster or something.
Yeah. It would make sense if
like
she
basically
had,
like stun. Like
yeah. Well,
the stun section of the blaster.
Offloading that spell to an item that might have a few charges is good, because at least from a bounty hunter, like a wand of web that gives you like 3 uses.
Yeah.
Like that would be more relevant than, she's got 2 spell slots and one of them's this. Like,
yeah,
it's not a very efficient bounty hunter, I guess. Yeah, those winged boots will be huge. That's a really good item.
I wonder if I'll remember to use them. What spells did I take? Ensnaring Strike is a bolo. And that, I look at strike.
I think they have to pass a strength save.
Yeah.
Be ensnared.
So that's basically like the same as the Wand of Web. Could be either a bolo or, it's something to incapacitate them.
Yeah. That's cool. It was interesting. You might check out some Unearthed Arcana. Some of the spells, I think maybe 2 or 3 spells that I picked came from UA, and they just came from like the more modern spells. There's like a modern spell list, or like technology focused ones. So I threw a couple of those in there just for thematic purposes.
Yeah. Where did you find like a list of those?
Oh,
D&D Wizard Art.
I think it was just like the Unearthed Arcana. Let me notes in my history. Hang on.
Because a lot, like I'm on like a list. I'm on D&D 5. I don't even know what I'm on. Wikidot. And they have like a list of all ranger spells. I don't think it tells me.
Yeah,
where
Wikidot was the one.
I don't think it tells me like where it's from, like what book or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, it does. It says source. This one actually came from Acquisitions Inc.
Mine doesn't.
Oh,
this shit doesn't say source.
Maybe not all of them do, but
I'm on a ranger spell list. What are you on?
I'm
just
on
spells?
D&D 5e Wikidot. Yeah, but like one of the spells lets you like hack into stuff and do stuff with technology. Just made sense for the character. So you might want to look around in there too to see if there's any like more modern or technology focused spells that could be thematic that somebody else has already made.
Like read me the
distort. The spell that I'm looking at specifically is Distort Value 5e, and if you go to the Wikidot page, it's at the top. It'll say like where it was made in Acquisitions Inc.
Okay, so maybe if I'm on like the specific. I'm on a list. So let's look at Ensnaring Strike and see if it tells me where it's.
Because that, I think, would be from the Player's Handbook.
Source Player's Handbook, yeah. But, okay. Because none of these look especially... There's, not a lot of them. Oh, here we go. Wild Cunning UA. There's a Sudden Awakening UA. Wild. So there's only 2 UA spells on this whole list.
Yeah. The I think this is UA. Well, all that to say is that there's some good like modern spells that have been made in the Unearthed Arcana. I pulled it from a few of those.
Cool.
But all right, buddy, I'm gonna jump off and grab some breakfast.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend and catch you next week.
Yeah, man. See you later.
Later.
Bye.
That's it for this week's Behind the Screens of our character creation for A Deep and Creeping Darkness, a Star Wars 5e story, which we'll be getting into in a few weeks. Check us out at +1togaming.com for more character creation tips, DM resources, and live play episodes. Subscribe to this show wherever you get your podcasts, and please leave a review. It goes a long way in supporting the show. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.